All right, with that, Andy. Okay, I have the pleasure this morning of introducing Allie Bosch. Allie, not only is she my neighbor, a couple doors down, but um, she officially moved. She's been my neighbor, what, 5 years, 4 years? Officially moved to town this past fall from Long Island, I believe is correct. But she started a business called WaterTied Outfitters, which has been just right over here on the corner for a couple of years. They're in the process of moving down to Old Oak Square. But she's also involved with the Chamber of Commerce, and they're trying to start a Christmas boat parade. So I figured that might be a good opportunity for her to come talk about both of them and see if we can't help her get some boats on the water. So anyway, Allie?
Thank you, Andy, for inviting me to be here today. So I'll just answer the question because everyone kind of always asks this. Why? Oh, thank you. You did tell me to do that. I didn't listen. I'm sorry. Okay. So I'll answer the question for everyone's mind first. Why are you here from Long Island? And the answer is that I have two children and their father's side of the family was from here. Their great grandmother had a house on, actually their grandfather built the great grandmother house on 71 Spicewood, and their grandmother, their aunt, their grandfather, their grandmother were all here. And so I finally just, we've been coming here for about 17 years. So I finally decided to make the move and pulled my kids out of high school. So that's been fun, but definitely worth it. I actually started the company. I started WaterTied. The idea I had was before we moved. And then I started the company while we were still living on Long Island. So I was doing a commute from New York to Long Island and balancing everything. Thankfully, I'll introduce Heath here, who's our shop manager and our fishing guide and just amazing, my right hand. So I was able to do, now I'm here full time as of July and really excited that we're moving locations. We're expanding our fly fishing program and all of our offerings in the shop. So it's really timely that Andy invited me to come speak to you all this morning. So many of you have probably seen our sign over here, right at actually diagonal from where we are, is big blue kind of robin's egg blue sign. It's gone as of this morning, I saw, because we are officially moving to Old Oak Square. We're very excited that we'll be opening November 14th, which is a Friday, not this Friday, the following. We're going to be having a big grand opening party. And I have a little kind of opening gift card for y'all. If you want to come to the party, we have a little gift for you there. But to back up, WaterTied was founded on the premise of my passion and really belief in how powerful the water can be. So whether it's fishing, kayaking, paddleboarding, just swimming, boating, just even walking near the water, there's such an amazing education you can get. Really therapy for people. And I've watched it through my children, for myself, through my community. I've always lived either on or very close to the water and grew up doing all those things I just said. And through the business, I've been blessed to watch people who have never done things like that really have their eyes opened and also just sometimes get the peace and quiet that they need, or spend time with their kids that they wouldn't spend time with and take a minute out of their busy day to just focus on something like that. So we're here to provide those services to the community, and that's kind of part of the name of the company. It's being tied to the water, tied to your family, tied to the community, and tied to causes. So a big portion of why I created WaterTied was to really help people see the value in water and then help those that aren't as fortunate enough as I am, as my kids are, to be able to have the opportunity to get on the water and learn these skills. So we are starting to partner with local organizations to make sure that that happens. One of the things we're doing, Andy mentioned, is we're actually going to have the very first boat parade Marble Falls has ever seen. So I'm super excited about that. I've done them before in my past, so I kind of have the right formula. Of course, every place is new and different. It depends on who participates and how well they follow the rules. But this will be our first boat parade here, and I'm very excited about it. It's a holiday boat parade, December 6th. It'll be the day after the street parade in Main Street. So I know a lot of the community will decorate their boats for their floats. So hopefully they'll keep them decorated for the next day. And there'll be awards. We're also asking the homes that are along the water to get involved. There's so many homes that are right there in the path. So the parade, just to tell you, will start at Lakeside Park. We'll do a little loop in front of River City Grill, and then back down to Meadow Lakes Dock, and then loop again. So it's one big loop. So hopefully all those homes will participate, and there'll be an award for homes too. So the captains get to decide that one because they're going to be on the boats going around. It's just a fun way to get people down to the Walkway of Lights and get the community to participate in more activities utilizing our water. I will say it's been interesting as someone who came in as an outsider and loves the water to see how underutilized our waterfront is here. And the chamber, I know I've been talking with them quite a bit and they feel the same way. Actually, many of the people I talk to in the community would like to see more activities on the water. Heath and I have done things like we've partnered with the camp for Marble Falls, and we did a kayak paddleboard education day for the day camp they do. We did rentals out in the park for 4th of July last year and had our tent, and it was actually really great because we saw some families who they'd never been, adults included, never been on a kayak. And they were really nervous, you know, and they had their life vests on. They were really worried about the boat tipping, and just to have them, just to be able to teach them that and experience that with their family for the first time, it's really pretty neat. And I feel really lucky that we're able to do that. So more to come on that. I mentioned that we are opening the shop the 14th, and we will have an entire section geared to fly fishing. So we started with, I would say, some fly fishing gear, and we have kayak and paddleboard rentals. We have clothing and accessories for the water. So we have everything from like a really neat underwater scooter to waders to flip-flops. Anything that is related to the water is in. It's hard, you know. I have to keep myself under control when we're buying. So my connection is, as long as it's tied to the water, I'm good. Right. So there's times I'll be like, Heath, you got to check me on this one. But we just came back from the traffic show in Austin, which is a trade show, and we have so many neat new brands coming in. And we really feel like there's a miss for that. You know, where do people go to buy a great shirt to go fishing around here? Where do they go to buy swim trunks around here? You know, where do you go to buy technical shoes if you want to get in the river and you want to wade? Where are you buying shoes that you're not going to slip and fall? So these are all like kind of the questions we're answering, I'd say. So I wanted to let Heath speak for a little bit about just a couple quick notes about the different fishing trips that we're going to be planning. So Heath's wonderful. He's from here. He's very knowledgeable. He's an amazing angler and a great teacher. He's been teaching me, so it's a good testing ground. I'm learning more about fly fishing, and he's been a great teacher. So, and we have done classes. We've offered free classes to the community. So we had one at Save the World Brewery. We had one over in Horseshoe Bay. So keep a lookout for those. It's just an open class that we just kind of teach the basics if you've never done it before. Heath also gives lessons, one-on-one or group lessons. And then, of course, we'll have guided trips. So we're really working to being more of an outfitter. So that means that we will not just have opportunities to go places and go on trips here and go fishing, but we'll be planning trips in other states as well. We're really excited about that. And we've also seen a great response about a fly fishing club that we'll be starting. So anyone that does enjoy fly fishing, we will have a club that we'll be affiliated with, and we'll be starting kind of from our spot there in Old Oak Square and arranging meetings. So I'm going to stop talking and let Heath just give a brief.
If you'll pass off the mic.
Oh,
Okay, sure.
Just hold it. So you can-
Will that work? Okay. Since get that, I get ready to trout fish because everybody assumes that we have a fly line, so we must be chasing trout, right? So I always said sunfish to sunfish. catch it on sort of conventional bait, you can catch it on the fly, and they do. I have friends right now that experiment on how to catch bull sharks on the fly. So, and so streams, little creeks, actually have an excellent fisher. So, from so the Bay River around here, does anybody know why it's special as far as fly fishing goes?
Let's stalk it.
They stock it, but you know, like why it's special? So the Guadalupe River is the southernmost trout fishery in the United States where fish will actually over summer, which means they'll live, which means you can have fish that live years and trout that are this big. Now they've been stocked, but they actually produce, sure. River Trout Unlimited has the most members of any Trout Unlimited chapter in the United States. Right here in Texas, 5,500 members right down the road. So they take it very serious. So it's stocked well. It's a great fishery. It's easy to fish. It's the southernmost trout habitat that we have in the United States until you get down to like Chile and Argentina and all of that stuff, which is all streams. So the coast, we go fly fishing for redfish, sheep's head, speckled trout, all of them. So just in this area, and then also we go down to, you know, even like South Padre Island, which is does everybody know that South Padre Island is a hypersaline solution? It only exists in like 5 or 6 places in the world. That's what makes it so crystal clear. So you have like miles and miles of just crystal clear flats that you can wade and fish. It doesn't exist. It's 6 places in the entire world. And we have one right like 6 hours from us. So that's what we do is we train people and go through with them, you know. Then I say if it's fly fishing 101, if you've never picked up a fly rod and you wanted to know like how it works, that's the class. I go through everything. Is how it works. Initial casting, those types of things, and then we start talking about like where to fish around here, and it's a lot, right? I mean, it's just a lot of places to fish around here, and the beauty of it is it's very accessible. So if you're fly fishing around here, you don't need an $80,000 boat with $10,000 worth of electronics. A lot of times I have a fly rod and a sling pack that I throw over my shoulder, and I can go fish most places around here, right? And I mean, that quick. So that's really what we do is we teach people how to fly fish and show them that is it in their your backyard. It's very accessible. Also, when you get ready to branch out, right, where to go as far as in the state of Texas, if you want to go explore other places that are days drive. And then, like Ali said, we're going to be putting more and more packages together to do state, and then eventually we're looking at. Right now, I've got some plans for of the country. Yeah. So I've been to Belize, Costa Rica, Mexico several times, Florida, the Everglades. Like, so we're going to start branching out into some of the places that I've been that I know are just fly fishing gems. So, yeah. So if anybody's interested in learning or anything like that, let us know. We're happy to help. That's what we do. All right. I'm going to turn this back over. You good?
Y'all have any questions for Keith?
Sure.
What is an underwater scooter?
Underwater scooter?
Yeah.
It's really it's really neat. You hold on to it's shaped like this, and you hold on to the 2 ignition points, and it actually pulls you. So you keep your head above water, but you just keep the device underwater, so you can go all around. Like we just had it in the lake at Meadow Lakes last weekend. It's so fun. Adults can use it too. It pulls you. I used to use it in Long Island Sound where there's wake and stuff, and it works. They're really neat. Yeah.
Just a comment real quick. You ought to see when when she gets ready to go out. She's got an old.
An old 67 Ford.
And she loads it down.
The neighbors know when it's lake day.
Know when she's going.
And usually the day after, because I still have the tent and everything in my driveway, and we have lots of toys. My garage is an embarrassment, but Andy should know. Well, exactly. We got to test them. We just actually did a photo shoot. You'll see it if you go to our website. You'll recognize it, Andy. We did a photo shoot out at the lake, and I had friends in from out of town. And I said, well, this is just, I need bodies. So let's go. And we piled there's a little, if you're at Meadow Lakes dock, there's a little, I call it the island, but it's a little sandbar. And we bring our tent out there and we just post up for the day, folding tables. I've had Chick-fil-A delivered out there. We've had it delivered to the dock and brought it out in the jet ski for my kids. So we do that we actually, this is really the way that it's legit. Like this is authentically the way we live. We love the water, and it's nice because actually what gave me part of the idea of starting this here is I already had the idea for the business, but I didn't want to be on Long Island anymore. So I didn't want to create a business there. But I was out on the dock and I had my paddle boards and the kids, and all these neighborhood kids kept saying, where'd you get that? What is that? What are you doing? You're going to go out on that? What do you mean you're going to go? And everyone kept asking. And I thought, wow, there's really, nobody knows what this is here. This is so neat that I can teach these people. And so it kind of started that way. So it's been an exciting journey, and we're excited for the next chapter of the new story. Sorry.
Is there any launch on Marble Falls other than in Johnson Park now?
There is
Middle Lakes, which is private.
Meadow Lakes. There's the one. Yep.
Okay.
Marble Falls
The
does
old
not have the
one.
best,
Hayes edition.
it doesn't have the best public access. I mean, it's just,
Used to be pretty nice until
Yeah.
Tilted.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
They used to have a launch, you probably remember like the one that was actually in Lakeside Park, right? We can launch right directly into the lake. So there's one that's, if you go a little bit further up, I don't remember what road that is, whatever road runs right along the lake in Pond Valley, area. So there's that one in Johnson Park that I know of and then also if you go up and around Cottonwood Shores, that's the other side. There's three launches on there on Marble Falls. The one at Cottonwood, you gotta be a little bit cautious though. Just a lot of rocks. So
Speaking of cautious, that's one other thing that I really feel strongly about is we're going to offer a boating safety class. So we'll get, especially for children, both my children, actually, I've been through the course probably 5 times now with my kids, helping them. But I'm a big believer in, even though, I know we're in lakes here, it's not as dangerous as an real true open water system. There's so many things people can learn, and even adults can learn from boating safety, just general emergency. So I will be a certified instructor and will be offering that as a community option for, like I said, particularly for me, for kids to learn. I see so many kids out when we're out there on their jet skis and their boats by themselves, no adults around. And quite honestly, sometimes I see adults and I'm like, a little questionable about safety stuff. So it's not just the kids. So we're going to be offering that too at the shop. Any other questions?
Will there be any kayaks in the boat parade?
Kayaks. We can enter kayaks. Kayaks are allowed.
That'd
Absolutely.
be hard to keep up.
We can pull one.
Can I get a picture of the two of y'all together?
Oh, sure. And just, Keith is not my husband, just so everyone knows. Everyone thinks he is. I just don't want people to talk if you see him with his girlfriend. There might be some head scratching going on. We will be in this square area, sir, right next to, in between Plenty Boutique and Honey Hive. So 2 doors down from Balcones, which is great because we have a lot of similar customers from the Balcones base. So I've had a lot of people when I go down there talk about they're really excited for us to open. And at the opening, we're actually going to have Iron Wolf Distillery there doing tastings. So they're going to be there. We'll have food also provided, drinks. It's going to be a big old party. So I'm going to tell you here, I've left some materials. There's this little $20 gift card if you come to the shop. The boat parade handouts, big ones, small ones. There's a sign-up sheet here if you want to be added to our mailing list and get any of our information. And then some koozies and some brochures for y'all. Oh, and of course, magnets. tutor me to that. So that's everything. Any other questions? Okay, thank you all again for inviting us. Thank you, Andy. Thank you.